Just on this, I do want to ask you about that State of the Union address, but just back on Trump, I mean, is he the only person who can kind of get away with that kind of sledging?
Well, in my lifetime, and Joe Biden is my 14th president, he's the only one who got away with it. I mean, no one gets to talk to anybody like that. You start talking that way about your opponent almost anywhere in the world, you're going to get a fist in your mouth. I mean, it's amazing that Trump hasn't got hit sideways by somebody. No, he just mocks people. And as you know, and I know over the years now, he's mocked a lot of people, including some disabled New York Times writer. He mocks women. He mocks men. He just mocks everybody. And the trouble is that he gets away with it. And people just say it's a little personality imperfection that he has. So actually, it's a very large one.
Yeah. So if he wins the election, what does Trump 2.0? What do you think his administration looks like the second time around?
Well, it's going to have pretty sound economic policy. His foreign policy will not be isolationist, but it'd be highly selective, non-interventionist. And he's just going to play a pat hand. He's only a one-term president if he wins. He's already done one term, and of course the Constitution only allows you 2 terms. So either if Biden or Trump win, they're lame duck presidents. That is, they only have 4 years in them. So that's very, very unusual. I saw the other day, Pete, that if Trump goes to jail, and God forbid if Biden passes away in October, we're going to have on the ballot a dead man and a guy in jail. So that'll be really unusual.
I'm sure that's something that we will surely never see again in any type of campaign down the track, Joe. On to Joe Biden. He's done an interesting interview overnight where he's called Rafah in Gaza his red line. Now, American presidents, they don't have a good history when it comes to declaring red lines. Just ask Barack Obama about that. But, when he says, if you raid Rafah, it's a red line for me, what's Joe Biden going to do?
Well, probably switch horses. Joe Biden's foreign policy in Israel has pretty much collapsed. And so what he's decided to do, instead of admitting that he wasn't able to do anything in the beginning, Pete, he's going to change horses. In my lifetime, and many other people about my age, when John Kennedy or Lyndon Johnson or Richard Nixon didn't like what was going on in South Vietnam, they got a new guy. And they kept getting new people until they finally got somebody who would pay attention to them. I think Joe Biden has given up on Benjamin Netanyahu. I think he's placing his money on Benny Gantz. And, of course, Netanyahu has pointed out that his red line is he's going to finish off Hamas. He's going to occupy Gaza. And he's not going to allow a 2-state solution to be shoved down his throat. And, of course, in terms of ameliorating the effects on the people who are starving there and getting bombed, he's not going to do much about it right now. And, of course, the Israelis are very suspicious of the aid coming in because they reckon that Hamas is going to hijack it and sell it on the black market. So I think President Biden and Netanyahu are at an end. I think America's looking for a new leader there, and I think Bibi is sort of desperate too, because as you know, and as your viewers know, he's trying to avoid a jail sentence when this is all over.